Happy Halloween, everybody. Y'all know it's Halloween week, and today 911 came through with their Halloween episode for this week, so stay tuned for more.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AFTERBUZZ TV, the ESPN of TV Talk. Now, let the buzz
begin.
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Hi. How y'all doing?
Fabulous.
So, welcome, everyone, to the 911 After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight, we are talking about Season 3, Episode 6, Monsters. 911 has been known to give us some of the creepiest and scariest Halloween episodes for the past 3 seasons. However, tonight was just a little confused. The title of it was Monsters, but I ain't seen not damn monster, okay? But we gonna get into that. Maddie and her issues, Bobby and Buck and their fight, and we got Queen Bassett coming for y'all, and some crazy 911 calls. If you are new for the first time, y'all find out what those segments are shortly. So stay tuned with us. Until then, I'm Portia Carter, and joining me are my wonderful co-hosts, Ricky Vitucci and Courtney Allen.
Hello.
I'm so proud of you. You say my name right every single time.
I'm so proud of you for being proud of me.
Love it.
All right, guys. So, top of the show. What are your overall thoughts?
Nothing too crazy. Wasn't like overly excited about this episode.
Me neither, clearly.
Except for like, I like the how Athena found the kids. I kind of didn't expect that, so that was cool, but not cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. That sounded bad.
What about you? How did you feel about the show?
It was a trick and a treat.
I
was waiting. I was like, oh my God, I got an idea.
Seriously.
I was like, come on. There it is.
I am actually over you. Okay? Actually over you.
Ricky and his improv over here.
Let's do it.
That was a little cray-cray. Anyway, so yes, tonight was a trick and a treat. And some of it was a little bit predictable for me, and then some of it was a little outrageous, you know. But this wasn't like their normal, what they can bring for Halloween.
Right. That's true.
Like, if I could just go down the line, the first Halloween that they had, like, they had this man going around eating people's faces.
I remember that.
All types of crazy, scary stuff. And then last year, they had the man whose wig caught on fire. And then the horse died because his wig caught on fire. And then the crow, it was the bats, real bats in the haunted house. Nobody knew that the bats were real.
Oh, I remember that.
All of that. So it was just like, they always come with heat for Halloween. And this week, I was slightly disappointed. I ain't even gonna hold y'all up. And the episode was titled Monsters. Why didn't I see no monsters?
Yeah, that was an aggressive title for what we saw, because nothing was.
Well, maybe, you know what? Let me take that back. Let me reel that back in. Because I know why it was titled Monsters. Because those parents with the kids, they were monsters.
Exactly.
Homegirl who was driving around with this man all in her windshield, a whole monster. She didn't know she was a monster, okay? Bobby was kind of being a monster to Buck. If he was being a real crybaby sissy tonight. Anyway, we're going to get on him. Who else was a monster? That boy was a monster to the crows, and that's why they got him.
Yeah, that boy was a monster to the crows.
Yeah, so I guess if you kind of like make it symbolic type of deal, then we could say.
But there was technically no monsters.
Well, there was technically no monsters.
Human beings,
but we're used
acting
to seeing
in a monster.
Monsters.
Yeah.
In their Halloween episodes, we're used to actually seeing some stuff go down for real. But here we are. I'm not tripping. First on the chopping block.
Please don't trip. I don't want you to fall.
Good night, sir. First on the chopping block, let's get into Chimney and this crow thing that he had going on. So we opened the show with this whole thing with the little boys taunting the crows. And when the 118 showed up to save them, Chim's name tag kept falling. And then we had that whole situation. First of all, how did y'all feel about this save? Because I know you have some things to say about crows and like what they actually do.
I mean, today I walked past a gang of crows, and they were all on this wire in the street.
They stayed
I'm not
on the
even
wire
kidding.
near my apartment.
There was at least 25 black crows. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Out
it was a
for you.
school of crows. No. But because they were building a new house, and the house wasn't completely done yet. So the crows were flying like in and out of the house. So I walked, and then they were on the street side, and I walked past them, and they didn't do anything. They were afraid. Like, they flew away. Like, they were afraid of me. I didn't even I was actually speaking to them in like a kind way, and they still flew away. So I don't know how true it is, like when they say that that they remember the people who are acting. I don't know how true that is.
Hen said that they remember their attackers, and even years later, they attack back.
I think that
with revenge.
I don't know how true that is, to be honest with you.
I don't think that part is true, but I can see them being very vindictive. Like, if you're throwing rocks at it for it to follow you, or like...
They about to go pick your neck, like they did the little boy.
I think that's perfectly normal.
I think every bird is afraid of a human being. Especially if the human being... I've never seen a bird attack a person.
Okay, well,
Me
throw
neither.
a rock at a crow and let us know what happens.
I'm not going to do that. Because I like animals. I'm not going to do that.
And I wouldn't, condone that behavior.
Not literally, guys.
That's childish behavior.
Gosh.
Well, anyway, we see Chim go throughout this whole episode with this crow appearing, and nobody else sees it but him. Until the end, and then he brings him back his name tag that kept falling. How did y'all feel about that? That was like his guardian angel
It
or
was
something?
symbolic because Hen fed the crow some food.
Chim.
Oh, shit. Chim fed the crow some food. There's so many hens. There's a chicken.
It's okay.
There's a crow here. There's a chimney. There's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot going on, actually.
There's a lot of birds hanging on top of a chimney. No, I just thought it was very symbolic, and it fed... It quote unquote validated the whole, they remember you. So, because he gave him food.
And it would be Chimney of all people, because he's the only person that would be jumpy about it in general.
Yeah.
He's a jumpy guy.
He is. He's kind of dramatic sometimes.
Well, he's dating the
But I
right
like
person.
it. What?
I cannot. Anyway, so speaking of giving people food,
I'm hungry. Are you gonna give me food?
Buck was on pass out candy duty today. So everybody knows that Buck ain't nothing. Okay, let me just say, I feel like Buck ain't nothing, okay, from what happened last week. And so now we get this week, Buck is back on the team. He is not welcomed back by anybody but Hen and then Chim eventually. But everybody's, giving him the cold shoulder, and then Bobby makes him work at the station all day long. And while they're out saving lives, he is the trick and the treat to these kids. How did y'all feel about Buckley in his day of work today?
He deserved it. I don't know why he was surprised in the first place.
Facts!
You're really surprised? You thought we were just going to put you back out there after what you did? I honestly feel like he should have been on that duty for a little bit longer. I don't care if he saved the day for that man.
Me neither.
But okay, I get it. I understand what he did was not right. I would never do that. However, how long and how much are you just gonna... If you're gonna keep torturing him, then don't have him come back. Have him go to another firehouse.
That's what Hen said. She said, let him do the job or transfer him to somebody who will.
It's like two kids that are just pissing each other off. That's what it seems. It's just either you get over it, you move on, or he moves on to another house. This whole sticking him behind the table, giving out candy and all this stuff because he knows it's like a punishment. You can't go out yet. He's acting like I seriously feel like Bobby is his father and Buck is this 12-year-old kid who keeps getting grounded and has to do chores all the time.
You're not wrong, friend.
Well,
you actually really right.
Who else was going to pass out candy if it wasn't Buck? Somebody had to do the job.
Yeah, but have it to be
right?
more than one person. If it's just Buck, it seems like he's being punished again, which is not going to help anything out. Maybe Buck and someone else, because then it doesn't seem like it's only you doing it. You're not you're putting him in a corner.
He should have been put on another team because if it was up to me, he would not be back at the 118. I don't get it. He is first and foremost a crybaby. He's selfish, and all he does is whine.
Yeah.
And I'm just so over it. So when Eddie came to him and had to tell him about himself, like, ain't no I in team. I hear a whole bunch of eyes. You wanted your job back. So you sold out the team. You made the cap look bad. You brought everybody else down. Why do I got to tell you all of your faults every single time for you to want to apologize about some stuff? You that shouldn't even cross your mind to even do it. And now you keep on begging people for forgiveness. No, you should have thought about that. Now, granted, we do believe in forgiveness. So Eddie letting him know I forgive you and keeping it pushing. Okay, cool. However, he would not be back on that team with me. Like, he can't. You wouldn't. Like, I got boundaries.
Yeah.
I got boundaries. Like, you told very personal information. Yep. Like, you told them, like, for Eddie, he told them that his wife died, but then Captain let him back. Told so much stuff. Like,
he gave the dirt.
The dirty dirt.
Yeah.
You said that your captain had a whole relapse. And everybody know he was in trouble for being an alcoholic, which is why he got transferred to California in the first place. Yeah. And like, no, like that's just too touchy. It's like, even if you were back and we were working and everything was normal, I wouldn't allow you to be in my personal life. Yeah. Because who's to say you won't need your job back again and then be trying to sue us for something else and then telling all my business again? Like, you gotta have boundaries and forgiveness. Like, I granted love everybody, forgive them, but I swear, like, you gotta know how to guard certain things so people don't be entering into places where they've been before and then stuff happens that happened before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's constantly getting passes by everybody. I just feel like on the whole
I'm over
show.
him, actually.
They treat him like he's can't make the right decision and they keep giving him chances. And I think it's going to just keep happening, honestly.
You see what he does? He does something great, and then after he does something so good, like this.
He go down a long hole of stupid.
Yeah. So it's like for one great, there's 12 stupid moves.
What's wrong with him?
He's just immature, and I honestly don't think he's very confident in himself.
Let's just have a moment of prayer for Buckley.
You sounded so concerned.
Lord, we ask that you touch Buckley's mind.
And his heart.
And his heart. Help him to stop being stupid. In Jesus' name, amen.
Simple.
Well, Courtney, we don't call human beings stupid. We call them specially challenged.
Help him to stop being specially challenged. Because I'm over it, okay? Moving on to bigger and better things. Y'all know what I'm not over? I'm not over us. So, why don't one of you guys tell them how they can stick with us for the long run?
Okay, guys, so before we move on to the next topic, we just want to thank you so much for watching and making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV Talk. And we could really use your help. As always, make sure you subscribe on YouTube if you're watching. Leave a comment, and then if you're listening on the podcast, make sure you give us 5 stars and keep watching. It's 911 and especially all of our other shows because we couldn't do it without you.
We love you.
Right, guys?
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us become the ESPN of TV Talk. We appreciate you so much. So much. And you know, I think the girl who blanked out, I think something really turned off in her brain. Like maybe she didn't see this man.
How can you not see him? He's
I
in your passenger seat.
Saw him.
It was just really weird. She drove around for a whole 48 hours with a man in her windshield. Like, I feel like she really just didn't know. Like, something had turned off in her brain when she hit her head. You know?
Her sensitivities to normal things. I don't know what the necessary...
And
you might know the word for it.
She pulled up to the house. Why nobody came to the garage? Why the person she was on the phone with didn't come check out the car? How did she go a whole 48 hours? That's why I was so confused. No. Like, I know Buck, came in and saved the day. That's why I brought it up again, because I remember he did do something good. But but I know he, saved the day and everything. But I just don't understand how people let her drive around all day. I don't care about people, fake decorating their cars for Halloween. If you see some crazy stuff that just ain't, you're not about to walk around with nobody in your windshield. You don't have to drive around with nobody in your windshield.
Yeah, but they thought that was like a mechanical body, though.
But
that's
illegal.
Part.
That's
Who would
illegal.
Crack their windshield?
The windshield part is illegal, and I feel like the first responders, if someone says that somebody's through the windshield, that's not even right. Like, that's not even legal. Like, you literally cannot drive if your window is cracked like that.
You can't drive if your window is all cracked up like that, and you can't drive with something hanging on the hood of your car.
Yeah.
Like, all of it was fake.
I have always hated when people had the hands hanging out the back of the trunks.
That's a stupid...
I've always hated that.
It's not okay. It's actually traumatizing. But here we
that's
are.
like way extra.
But it's not even like, scary. Like, oh, look at that.
It wasn't scary. It was the weirdest thing in the world. It was unacceptable, actually. I was really like, no, y'all doing too much. This lady is not going to keep dropping around like this.
And nobody asked her about her forehead?
When was it going to click to her?
I don't think she saw anything.
Did she go to work?
She did. She had to have.
Who popping it? Who letting her pull up at their job and park in the parking lot and all these coworkers walking past all day not saying nothing? You mean to tell me she went into her workplace, she went into stores, she went into all these public places and ain't nobody say
they
nothing?
Said yesterday.
Granted, the family that was sitting there did call. However, it's like she's parking too many places. She done been around the town. For nobody to be saying nothing.
We don't really know if she went to work. We don't really know if she even left the house. We don't.
Is we watching the same show, Ricky?
Yeah.
She did leave the house.
You didn't see her get in her car and back up out the garage and roll past these people? Are you asleep? We watched it together. I'm confused.
Wait, the black family?
No.
Yes,
Which one?
the black family. They saw her driving down the street.
Right.
So she definitely left the house.
What
was
you
that-
mean?
She had a full day.
Oh shit! Sorry. Yes. I'm you're right. Sorry. Hello.
Where were you going with that?
I wasn't going anywhere. I completely had a brain fart.
Just like the lady.
Yes, she did have
the lady.
She left the house, right? Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to crazier things.
I love you so much.
Let's
I think I may have gotten into a car
on
accident.
to crazier things. That brings us to Crazy Maddie. Okay?
Oh, God.
We're just going to go ahead and call it for what it is. It was crazy. It was crazy, the whole thing. She done, befriended this lady, done popped up at the gym. Now she her trainer. Done popped up at her house. Now the lady told her where the bathroom was at. If I tell you where my bathroom at and you walk past it, you got to get up out my house. You got to roll. Why? Why did she offer her a drink after that? Would y'all? I'm confused.
No.
Make it make sense, somebody.
Okay, I honestly think subconsciously, not consciously, subconsciously, she may have a feeling of what she's trying to do. But her conscious part of her brain is not allowing her conscious part to take over and allow it to happen because... Hold on, I'm going somewhere.
You left me.
So
you left me on conscious part.
You have two parts of the brain, right? You have the conscious and then you have the unconscious. She may know that Maddie's trying to help her out, but she's denying it. Hence why she's denying everything, like I'm not a victim and I'm not this and I'm not that. So I think she may have not even realized it. It may have just happened. But she really probably did want to be her friend. I don't know. I think Maddie's I think her intentions were great. I think she's honestly trying to help this girl because she was that person. Just think about it. If you can help someone and stop an abuse or more abuse to happen before it gets even worse, like that person is your angel because you're like too clouded mind to see what's really going on, or you know what's really going on, but you're too afraid to actually say it and actually think it. Like, yes, how she's going about it is a little is unorthodox and wrong because she's lying and stuff like that. Yes, but her intentions, and I feel like people should start seeing things for their intentions and why are they doing this. Yes, their actions aren't aligned, and yes, she's lying. However, she's doing it to help her. She's not trying to steal
what, friend?
things.
You're not all the way wrong. You're not all the way wrong. I get you. I'm here with you on for the greater good. She's trying to save her. She has great intentions. But no.
Her approach is bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Awful.
You don't be coming up in nobody's life lying to them, trying to persuade them in different ways. If you know something and it's going on and you approach this lady, be upfront about it.
Yeah.
That's the least she could have did. The least she could have did was be upfront, or if you really want a genuine friendship with somebody, be a genuine friend. You could have let her know, like right off the bat, I'm dispatch, and I want to be your friend. Some kind of way. Like she didn't have to create a whole different person.
She may have, and this is how I feel.
When Chim told her, "You acting like Doug," that was a low blow.
I didn't even connect that though. Before.
That was a low blow, but that's exactly what she was doing. Like, homeboy literally came to Chim and was like, "Hey, I'm Justin or Josh or whoever he said he was. It wasn't Doug. He said he was somebody else, and he let him talk all this about his significant other, the person he was seeing, and lo and behold, next thing you know, he stabbed him half to death
because he knew Chim was close with Maddie.
Yeah,
right.
So he was purposely,
just like Maddie knows that this woman is close with her husband, who could possibly be beating her, but instead of just being honest with the woman and letting her know who she is from the get-go, she does all this craziness, and now she has this big catastrophe, and everybody thinks she's crazy.
Right.
At the end of the day, I know.
Yeah, you give us something.
I know Maddie wants to help her, and I completely get it because I would want to help her too. But I feel like it's just a little bit more about her than it is about the lady. And that's the part I don't really like. I just feel like that's more of a Maddie issue. It's like 70% about Maddie, 30% about the lady. She's like, I want to save you. I want to save you. I want to save you. I want to save me.
I think she wants to save me. She saved already. Yes, she's traumatized, but she honestly, I feel like she really wants to save this woman because she knows what she's going through, and it's not a good place. Like, her approach is all wrong. It's really bad. However, her intentions are all great. Like, try to put yourself into this girl's shoes. If you're abused by your husband and you're deathly afraid of letting anyone know, because if you let anyone know, he will probably beat you even worse or may even kill you. And then this random person comes along to yes, her approach is bad. But if she says, "Hi, I'm here to help you because I was this person and then I know what's going on," she's not going to allow her. So I feel like if she gets in with her and makes her comfortable, where she could then say her story, which may open up the table for her to then really say what's going on.
Maybe. But
I don't know.
Also, you can't help anybody that's not ready to be helped.
Right.
So even if she would have approached her, like, obviously, I mean, I think the lady's actually gonna end up being receptive to it because
I sure hope so.
Well, like I said, I agree with Chim. You can't come up in nobody's life under false pretenses, trying to pretend to be somebody else because of something that you got going on. Like, there's different ways to help people. Like, you could have been some anonymous note leaving her a note every single day at that dang on gym. Like, hey, here is, I've been abused anonymous. Come to this group. Here is a phone number you can call if you're being abused. Here is something else. If you know some, say some. Like, leaving all types of little sticky notes for the lady to find, a letter or something, like, every single day. If I want to help and don't really want her to know who I am and want to be in disguise, ain't nothing to leave a note. You ain't even got a handwriting, so can't nobody tie your handwriting together. You can just type that mug out, okay? Type it up, glue it, or tape it on a little sticky note and leave her notes every single day. Eventually, she gonna listen to one of the notes and be like, oh, I gotta get up out of here. I remember the number she gave me. I held on to this one. You know what I'm saying? Something's gonna give. It's different ways to go about stuff. You don't always gotta lie your way into people's lives.
True.
And that's what some men out here doing. But let's not get into that. You know what? You're right. Hello, okay? Moving on to bigger and better things.
Like, where's the lie? Not a lie.
Moving on to bigger and better things. We gonna talk about the Queen, guys. This brings us to our Queen Bassett moment. All hail the Queen. For any of you who is listening or watching for the very first time, our Queen Bassett moment is where we just take a moment to shout out Athena, who is played by Angela Bassett, hence the Queen Bassett thing, okay? So she always is, she is a woman of wisdom and strength and knowledge, and she's so intentional. She's a go-getter. She's just always doing a lot of stuff right.
She's a boss.
It's hard to see her do something wrong. I mean, last episode was a little tricky, but it's hard to see her do stuff wrong. So we just like to acknowledge her for all of her wonderful efforts. So tonight's Queen Bassett moment goes to her saving the children. Okay?
Yes.
So they had this thing where this guy was, doing the trick or treating thing, but he was the treat to everybody. And then one of the girls showed up and she ain't want no trick, no treat, no nothing. She was delirious, okay? Delirious, done passed out in the man's arms. And so Athena hit the block, like, with her team. Like, all right, y'all go see what's going on. Y'all lay low. Y'all see what house ain't in holiday spirit. She finds a house that ain't holiday spirit. Lo and behold, on the inside, it looked haunted, okay? It looked like everybody's haunted house that they ain't ever been to, and it was worse. It was nasty. It had roaches and flies and all types of stuff flying all over the place. And she went in the basement and found a group of kids, and she rescued them.
Mm-hmm. But what I liked the most about that was the fact that she decided to target the house with no lights or no decorations. I thought that was
smart.
Because
that
Queen
part.
Bassett is just that amazing.
Right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
She's amazing. Like, and then these kids was chained up. They was malnourished. They was dehydrated. Some of them, Chip said some of them had diseases that they cured 100 years ago that they ain't never thought they was gonna see again.
Damn.
Infections, okay?
Yeah.
Some real stuff. And the parents thought nothing was wrong with it.
Mm-hmm. And that recently just happened, didn't it? Something like that.
Outrageous. And it was at least like 10 of them kids.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me you had all your kids and you chained them all up in the basement? For dear life? Forever? Forever?
For protection.
Forever?
And they not
For
dying?
protection.
How they not dying?
I mean,
They give them just enough.
They was probably dead because the way Athena was walking down them steps, it looked like it stank. Somebody was in there dead.
Oh, God.
I bet it smelled like potpourri. I'm kidding.
Wow. All right. Well, that was crazy. So that brings us to our next segment, which is our Crazy 911 Calls. So if you're listening for the first time, our Crazy 911 Calls is a segment where we just choose a real life, like y'all, this happened in real life. We take a real life call to the 911 dispatch department. We expound on what happened and why it was so crazy. So one of you, let's get it.
So a Ohio woman has been hospitalized after a boa constrictor she rescued the day before wrapped around her body and latched onto her face, not letting go until emergency responders cut its head off. The panicked 45-year-old woman called 911 for help, telling the dispatcher, "I have a boa constrictor stuck to my face." She is heard saying in a recording of Thursday's call that was released by authorities. It wasn't clear how the snake came to attack the woman, but she explained that she rescued 2 boa constrictors on Wednesday.
That's what she get.
She's bold.
I'm sorry. I take that back.
Out here rescuing boa constrictors? Like
I take that back.
Dog?
You right.
I thought the whole point was for it to like get comfortable with you and trust you, and
that's the only reason why I said what I said.
Point.
What she's saying right there.
Yeah. But whatever. I mean she's trying to be an animal rescuer.
And a snake is a very strong animal. Like every part of a snake is a muscle.
What are you rescuing
very, very
exactly? I'm confused.
Where did you find it?
Why did you think it needed rescuing? How did we get here?
Well, a boa constrictor probably in Ohio, not inside of its habitat, maybe.
She went out looking for it.
You mean to tell me you see an animal that is, halfway vicious sometimes, halfway, poisonous sometimes, you know what I'm saying? That could eat you at any moment. You see that animal and you say, I gotta rescue you. That's like walking up on a lion talking about you hurt. Do I need to take you to the vet? Like,
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Where did she come up with this logic?
It's concerning.
How did we get here?
Well, I'm glad she's alive.
Amen.
Give her that, because that could have been bad. Shout
out to her being alive. The fact that this is real is really blowing my mind. Speaking of real, that brings us to our news and gossip segment.
Yeah.
So what's up?
So 911 was Monday's top-rated show in broadcast prime time, beating out The Voice, Dancing with the Stars, The Good Doctor, and The Neighborhood, and All American.
Yes.
That's big.
That is such an accomplishment, and I did like last episode, so that's perfect. I know you didn't, but
5 shows. 5 primetime shows.
What was going on last week episode, I could probably see why everybody's eyes were glued to the screen.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we're proud of you guys. We hope that you continue on with more seasons and creativity and wonderfulness. So until
And
then, that
less
brings us
whining.
to our predictions for the next episode.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Okay.
predictions.
What y'all think about to happen?
I think Tara, right? Is that her name? The abuse lady?
Yeah.
I think she's gonna come back and try to chat with Maddie and seek help. That's what I think.
Well, Maddie is on some type of leave, okay? She can't come back to work until she done had a psych evaluation and done went to see the counselor. So we don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah. I still think it's gonna happen though. I don't know.
And you?
I'm gonna say Buck will be leaving
The 118?
the 118 and going somewhere else.
Amen.
I
I'm
think
here
at
for
some
it.
I think at some point before this season ends, he will leave. And I think he will leave and maybe possibly at some point become captain of another house, of another bunch of animals.
I second that motion.
I
Go
could
be
see
captain
that.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave.
Wow, you're really
Bye.
over him. She doesn't even want to see his face anymore.
Oh, Kurt.
That's crazy.
Okay.
And I still think Maddie's going to end up pregnant this season. So that's just my overall season prediction. There's that.
Hard to predict the next episode because it's new. It doesn't tie into the one before.
Yeah,
They're like standalones.
Yeah, I think that's why mine is really always about the characters and their motives and what I see as patterns in their lives.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Every time I see Maddie and Chimney together, ever since you made that pregnancy prediction, I'm like, is this when she's going to tell him that she's pregnant? That's what I do. Now it makes me paranoid.
Not paranoid. I don't know if that's the right word for it.
Okay, not paranoid, but I'm just like always thinking about it and I'm waiting, anticipating. That's
being
the word.
Pregnant?
Yeah, that she's going to tell him.
No, you.
No, not me.
Oh, I was like, what are you
Y'all
saying?
know what? No.
God. I'm like, when did this become about me?
No,
All
no.
right,
Y'all know
I'm
what?
done on
We
that.
gonna be back next
done.
week, okay? So, until the next episode, why don't you tell them where they can find you?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Ricky Vitucci.
And you can find me on all social media at Courtney Ray Allen.
And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Portia Carter. You can find me on all social media at Portia Carter. We out.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.